Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Spotlight. And in the studio this time, I have Jez from Arsenal History and More. Evening, Jez. How are you, mate? Good to see you on here.
Yeah, well, good, mate. Thanks for having me on. Looking forward to this show since you asked me earlier in the week. Always like doing these sorts of shows. I do. I
Yeah,
love doing these.
it was a case of holding back of that. I was hoping it was going to be episode 10, but obviously one show before and got cancelled. But I was hoping that number 10 would have been you, but nine is still good enough anyway. So we'll
Right.
go from that point.
Mm.
Let's just catch up with some of the chat we've got in here. Anthony, as always, big up, lads. Can't wait for this spotlight with Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. Good evening, Matt. More like Ian Holloway. Good evening, Henry, Anthony, and Matt, and obviously Tony and Jez, and also the say Henry. And evening to Andrew McCarry. Big up, Jez, he's saying there. So good to see you. And Aces, good to see you as well.
Big
Godfather
up, guys.
Jez.
Big up, guys.
And to yourself as well. Yeah. So this is a multi-stream. Jez will be obviously on me. I'll be kind of controlling the chat from there. So people coming from Jez channels, welcome, and hope you enjoy the show with him. Anthony ever saying about bloody time was that Jez bloody gas bagging again back in the. He's on one of the already backstage.
He's on the sauce and he's been on that cider.
Go Billy, yeah, on the Schrader and the tractor. Right, anyway, so let's just start off with the first one on that, and it's a very simple and easy one, and that's basically tell me about Jez and yourself, basically.
Oh, well, what can I tell you about me? Basically, born in 61, North London, Islington. Um, in my grandparents' back room, actually, in Gillespie Road, right opposite the North Bank, as was back in the day. Um, then I was about, I don't know, a year old, moved down the road into Avenel Road, opposite the East Stand. My parents at the time were renting. It was a 3-story house. They were renting the ground floor flat, and grew up there. And for years, we used to go to the games with my granddad. First game I ever went to at I was 7, 1969, 8, whenever it was. It was Leicester City at home, and my granddad, who used to go in the North Bank, took me into the Upper West stand. He said, "I'm not taking in the North Bank; you won't see anything," as was back in the terrace days. And so that's what we did there. And I just remember that game. I'll never forget that game in all my life. Arsenal won 3-0. And John Radford scored 2 of the goals, one of my favourite ever players at Arsenal Football Club. And yeah, time moved on, lived there, Avenel Road, until I was 25. Then I moved in with my girlfriend, who then now is the wife. And we rented a flat in Highbury Hill, which is on the other side, that's the West Stand side. And my friend Paul, my best mate, and his girlfriend rented the flat above us. Big flat, big, huge. It was basically a house split in two. We shared a kitchen, as was back then, but it was good. We thoroughly enjoyed it. Me and Paul and the bad boys, because we used to make any excuse. I won't lie, any excuse to go to an away game. Home games was never a problem, because we had our tickets, season tickets. But back in the day, when we were both working, obviously, I was a gas engineer by then. I'd qualified, but it was still when I think now. Like when I was an apprentice, my first year as an apprentice, I was on £25 a week. When you think a ticket before back then equated on a season ticket to £2.50 a week, so that's 10% of your wages. You know what I mean? And so that would be when I was 16, 17. I was on £25 a week. So of course, your season ticket home didn't include your away ticket. So on top of that, you've got to pay your away ticket plus travel, train back then. None of us, obviously I couldn't drive. We didn't have any transportation.
Yeah.
So it's expensive. It was expensive, but and really, it was a bit selfish, really, Tone, to be honest. We didn't have a lot of money. The wife worked, but it was. When I think now, shouldn't have done some of them things.
Yeah, but we all do it. We all do it, don't we? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's how I started.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for that. Just catch up the chat. So Ace is saying a tough game against the Seagulls tomorrow. Yeah, not an easy game that these guys have got. Andrew McCarry saying old school stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Playing the Eagles, not the Seagulls.
Oh, that's us though, isn't it? That's playing.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, us playing. That's not an easy one because we don't do well against him. That's for sure. Big up to the Arsenal Revolution TV Rashid. Big up, Jez. Enjoy your weekend. Big up to yourself as well. And Ace is saying at the moment, Bayern Munich 1, RB Leipzig 1 as well. Anthony saying, bloody hell, that was expensive back in the 40s, Jez. Jokes.
You got to love him, haven't you?
Oh, definitely. He's one of ours, isn't he? He's one of ours. You've alluded to obviously living around the area and that, and I'm assuming because obviously you was on the doorstep, that was the only club you could really support.
Yeah. It was basically also, you had no option back then. It wasn't like you lived there and supported Man United or Liverpool. Liverpool back in the late 60s, 70s were becoming the great football club they were, with the great teams they had. And there was certainly no way you were going to support Tottenham. You'd have been strung up from a lamppost if you tried that.
Yes.
Of course, it's influenced my granddad. My granddad.
Well, yeah, I was going to ask you that because who influenced you to support Arsenal? But you're coming on to that.
It was basically my granddad first. Well, granddad was born in 1906. This is my mum's dad, right? His first game at Highbury was 1924. And as a little kid, when I first started getting into football, he just talked to me all the time. I was very, very close to my granddad. I was up at my grandparents' house all the time, and my granddad would sit there for hours telling me about the great 30s teams, 50s coming through when we were pretty shit. Arsenal in the 60s, and then of course into the 70s, I was more aware going to games. So he was a massive influence in my young life as a young kiddie, watching Arsenal. And of course, I used to go to the games with him because my dad was never really into football at all. I think my dad came to probably 3 games in all my life ever.
Wow.
My dad was a rugby man. He was into rugby. And so I did go to rugby matches with him. We used to go and watch London Welsh, and my dad's side of the family is the Welsh side. So we used to go and watch them and other teams in Harlequins and teams like that. So, but it was my granddad was the influence, massive influence.
Brilliant. Thanks very much for that. Big up to AFC always as well. And also to Wasim, evening Tony, Jez and all in the chat. Evening to yourself, mate. And obviously you say hello to us as well. Big up to the new sub here, which is HVNY Hammer. Big up to yourself. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for coming in on that and subbing to the channel as well. And as always, evening to glorious Mama Flossie, evening to and Jez, and evening to the chat as well. And she's welcoming HVNY as well. Good evening to James. Hope you're well. James Lamprou. Evening to Tony, Jez in the chat.
Even
They're saying hello to each other. And AFC always is saying to you, Jez, didn't Arsenal win back-to-back league titles in the 30s?
Won 3 of them, mate, back-to-back.
Wow.
32, 33, 33, 34. I think it's 35, 36, but maybe a year too early on them. It might have been 33, 34, 35. I can't. Yeah, there's 3 of them on the bounce, mate. Yeah.
Brilliant. Because just think we're doing this one tonight, and it's quite ironic because it's also to the day 5 years of Arteta.
I know, and yeah, what a debacle, mate. Because you know, the fact I did a talk about it. A lot of people talked about this. Winning 3 trophies. Was he serious? Was he taking the P? I personally, honestly think he was I think he was being serious.
He was serious, mate, because fun enough, I was hearing that yesterday with Andy Goldstein and Darren Bent. So Darren Bent's clearly saying, no, it was a joke. It was a joke. And also Andy Goldstein played it at least 6 times. He goes, no way. He's straight up here, what he means. You know, have you forgotten the 2 trophies in, back at this up?
I think it's because he's desperate.
Oh,
I think he's panicking. I think, honestly, I will say to you right now, he's starting to panic. Especially after that Everton game when there was a bit of booing going on.
Yeah.
And I think he's starting to realise he's under the cosh now. He's got to achieve.
Yeah, I think the wheel's a bit wobbly at the moment, aren't they? That's for sure. So they're all just catching up with each other on that. I remember saying evening to the chat. And Aces is saying that me as well, Jezza. My grandfather got me supporting Arsenal since 1975.
See how it works, isn't it?
Yeah. So big up to Vic Lafayette as well. Good to see you as well, Vic. Hope you keep him well. And they're just saying hello to each other. Aces is all over fraud Teta. Yeah. And James Lamprey is saying, happy Arteta Day, Jez.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for that.
Big up to E. Ross as well. Big up, gentlemen. Yeah, OC always 5 years Arteta equals 5 years going backwards.
Yeah, that is bloody true.
And big up again to the chat. Arteta is feeling the pressure, as you said, Jez.
Yeah, I think he is. I think he's starting to realise, I've got to do something now. Because if we didn't get the draw I wanted in the semi-final, unfortunately. I wanted Spurs. Only simply, I didn't want Liverpool because of what happened in last time, and I didn't want. I didn't want Newcastle away. We know that's going to be a tricky game.
Yeah,
we haven't done well. Arsenal have not done well up there for 2 or 3 years, so it's going to be a tough day out, mate. Simple as that.
Agree on that one. Anthony's saying 5 years of having Mikel Arteta. That's for my Friday now. Big up to Rob Yeo as well. Big up Jez and Tony. Good evening, gents. Hope you work both well. Big up to the chat. Big up to yourself as well, Rob. Yeah, doing well, matey. Thank you very much. Matt saying, be glad you ain't got Lopetegui. Ace is saying, Liverpool have already retained the Carabao Cup.
Fucking hell. Why you know I'm on a stream, for fuck's sake.
The usual, isn't it? As always.
Life is the fucking what? Jesus
Christ.
I
know. Big up to Victor 180. Since when were you first Arteta at, Jez?
The day we signed him, mate. The day we signed him. As soon as I saw, excuse me, very quickly what I've seen this.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Mama's saying is Toon's going to be winning anyway the Carabao Cup, so away the lads, as we know. Away the lads.
Oh, fucking no.
And then he's saying Arsenal winning that game anyway, Mama. Good evening to AP as well. Jez, we need you to go on AFTV to debate Robbie Lyle and the deluded Julian there.
Mate, they wouldn't have me on there.
No. Agree on that one. Yeah. Gosh, Anthony. Absolutely, Mummy. You tell him. Oh, good shout there from Rob. Yeah, because we're going to come on to that anyway. Bring back George Graham, he's saying.
I would.
Yeah, good shout, Mama Flossie. I think it's between you and Liverpool and Arsenal and with Spurs outsiders.
I wouldn't disagree with that, be fair.
The lying Lyle. Yeah, absolutely, AB. James is saying, just heard a top goon on another stream say the Carabao is already in the trophy cabinet. Spat my Weetabix out.
Yeah, right. Honestly, mate, where do these people get this nonsensical comments from?
Well, if you listen to what Arteta said today and that, they're celebrating 5 years and that, and apparently the best is yet to come.
We've been saying that for 5 years, haven't we?
It's true.
Wasn't it?
Oh, dear.
He said after 2 years, wasn't it? It was it when he first came in. We'll win the Champions League in 2 years. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice one.
No, absolutely. Ewas is saying they're going to be a battle. Excited for that semi. Yeah, should be a good one there. It's going to be a great game. Matt Foster is saying there, and Victor 180 saying, I mean, what do you expect if you are singing a manager that has never been in a job before? This is true. We knew it was going to be a hard task for him and that, but some people are praising him up still, as we know. Ace is saying utterly delusional.
True.
Sorry, I'm working on my tomorrow's stream. Just saw your comment. That's good, dear. AFC Wayne Rooney head looks like a crushed wheat. It looks like a crushed wheat, Bix. And AP saying, why are people still backing Arteta? A weirdo I work with actually got an Arteta. Oh, bloody hell! Look at that.
No way, really.
God, dear,
oh dear.
That's when you know.
Arteta tattoo.
Jesus.
Man, oh man.
That's the highlight for the night anyway. Just that, seeing that alone.
Jesus.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, that I feel sorry for that man. Yeah. He's obviously got a real problem.
True.
Why would you do that? Honestly, Tony, I don't know even that the most hardened Wenger fan would ever do that.
Nah. That's gobsmacked me, I must admit. Wow. Big up to Ravi as well, though. Big up to the crew, Jez and Early Doors. Big up to yourself, Ravi. AP saying he was a crap player and a shit manager.
He was a bang average player.
Of course he was.
Average.
AFC always saying the owners are the problem. 1 for hiring a novice of a manager. 2 for just keep giving him new contracts for failure. Seems to be the way. Ross is coming in with, Jez, you got that tracking number for Anthony's mug?
I still have it. I still got it. But I got my money back from Royal Mail for losing it.
Good
and
stuff.
In the new year, the wife will make a new one, and the next one I'm going to send it will be registered post.
There you go.
I don't know why. Honestly, I posted them both the same day, Aaron and Anthony. I reckon somebody nicked it, to be honest, or it got broken. I don't know, but they were well packaged. I put all bubble wrap round them and in a box, and then inside another box. And all the other ones I've given to people, never before I've had one get broken or get lost.
Weird.
It's weird, really weird.
AP thinks he seems to think Arteta will be the next big thing. Yeah, well, I think definitely. Wow, mental breakdown is it? Jesus Christ, what goddamn it does that? Yes, absolutely, Ross. Why?
You've got to live with that for your rest of your days, or have it disguised.
Well, look, AP saying it honestly, the guy is obsessed with Arteta. It's so weird. Jesus. Revy's got a question for you as well. Thoughts on when you first started to notice that the team was starting to get soft before the likes of the hard men left? I think that was probably the George Graham area, wasn't it? Once Wenger came in.
Yeah, I mean, when we still had decent players under Wenger, let's put it right. I mean, we had Vieira. He was not a soft man. I mean, even Bergkamp could be naughty on his day. But we had players in there. I mean, Martin Keown, who back then, I respected the man as a player of Arsenal. I can't say I do now. But it all started to go deep crap. To be honest with you, Tony, if you want to ask me that, it to me started to go soft when we left Highbury. Because we went to that soulless bowl, the fish bowl, as I call it, that it all started to change. And it didn't, it's never, if you want my honest opinion, got any better.
Yeah.
We won FA Cups. We have won FA Cups. We can't deny it. But not to have won a league title of any since, really 20 years. 20 years.
Wow.
I mean, people talk about it, even in the even in the 40s, we didn't win a league title, but we won a league title in the 50s and went through. It wasn't really, the 60s was a barren time for Arsenal, let's be honest. And then the 70s, of course,
Yeah.
we know what happened there. But it all started to go down the toilet, mate, if you're on my honest.
Yeah, I agree on that one. Rob Yeo saying off thoughts on Thomas Partey at right back.
Terrible. Absolutely shocking. Shocking. Why put your best midfielder, in my opinion, this season at right back when you've got a right back in Jurriën Timber who's played very well there, right? And you've got Kieran Tierney, who came on and played the other night and did a very good job.
Yeah, that says it all, doesn't it? That does say it all. Eros is just going about your packaging. Yeah, just the packages here in the States are the same way. Toss off a coin if you get it. And Anthony Parent has tracked it to Eros. It's ended up at Arteta's house. Daz on the West Ham front, do you think we'll get a result tomorrow? I'd love that to happen. But Brighton are our bogey side. They seem to have the better of us all the time for some reason, Daz. But stranger things have happened this season. You never know. Yeah, oh my God, I can't stop laughing. And God, I've got my no bother Anthony, but plus my key ring. Yeah, Mama Flossie's kind of letting you know that one. Big up to DJ Crane as well. Toss up a Poosa. Yeah, the boss. AP Royal Mail has gone to shit. I ordered a TV from Amazon and it came smashed. Wow.
Ouch. Ow.
Yeah, look, Ace is saying the same thing. Arsenal got soft once they moved to the Emirates. And after 16 games this season, Arteta got 1 point more than what Wenger had in the last season at Arsenal.
Yep.
Just shows you. Big up to the assembled, even everyone.
Big up, mate.
I'm hungry. Big up the legend. And AP saying my uncle works there and says the packers just chuck boxes around the sorting room. Wow. That says it all. Big the two bald men, Tony, and Jezza. Love up the chat. Hit the likes. Thank you, matey.
Man.
Daz is asking that. God, the ultimate question. Do you think Arsenal will win the league?
No. Nope. Not good enough. Haven't got the depth of squad. No chance.
Yeah. No, they're saying they agree on the net. Evening to sleep good, bruv. Glad United lost, Jez. I want revenge against Spurs in the final. We won't beat Liverpool, so maybe Ange can pull the rabbit out of the hat.
Good point.
Bloody hell. I mean, I've just seen the news come through in Germany, one of them kind of Christmas markets, cars just ploughed in a load of people. One died and between 60 to 80 were people injured.
No, really?
Yeah, it just come through.
Shit.
Unbelievable. People are what they do at this time of the year. Big up to SG as well. Jez, will you try and do an out for the long jumps because Great Britain needs your jumping ability?
I'm never going to leave that down.
Oh, brilliant. He's been our best midfielder by country mile. Yeah, absolutely agree on that one. Of course, one does. And he's also saying Katie is going back to Celtic this January.
Wouldn't be at all surprised, mate, and good luck to him.
Yeah, we just spoke about this assembled. You just came in just as we was talking about it. Jez already mentioned, weird choice. Facts. Jez, thoughts on getting a real striker or attacker versus try and mould shit into gold like Arteta likes to do and thinks it works. Yeah.
It's a very good point. Very good question. Will we? I mean, there's all these rumours going around that we're going to buy this bloke in January, but Josh Kroenke has said they're not going to spend big in January unless they have to. Well, to me, that's a nonsense.
Excuse me.
Right, because it's quite clear that we do need to spend big to get a striker. Yeah, so stop all the pontificating, Josh. You know, stop talking the rubbish. The money is there. They've said the money is there. Go and buy the striker. Go and do it.
Excuse me.
Yeah. I don't,
Anthony's asking, can he have a key? Jez, have I got a key ring? He's asking as well. He's pushing the boat there. Look.
he's pushing it, but yeah, you can have a key ring, mate.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you can have, buddy. I'll tell you what you can have. That one, Cornwall. That's it. No, I'll get her to make a key ring, mate. Don't worry about that.
Nice. Did you hear a pussycat? Yeah, he did indeed, mate. They're saying like they're still waiting the member stream soon enough. Do you think Arteta will get sacked this time?
No.
Because as you said, surely this can't go on. But as you said, at the moment, your club definitely it seems to be the case. Next question for you, Jez, and that is basically, what is your best highlight from Arsenal?
Oh, crikey! As a fan, probably I've got to say crikey! As a young man, as a young 10-year-old, it's got to be the 70-71 Cup final, my first ever FA Cup final. I've got the programme and my ticket over there. I did a show about them. And so as a young kid at 10, then of course no question on it to me, the 89 game at Anfield, where 50,000 Arsenal fans were there. Just about anybody on YouTube was at that game. Certain people who are on a certain big Arsenal channel talk absolute BS that they were there. I know they weren't. You've only got to ask certain questions, you know who's lying, right? And I've called out 3 of them online and got blocked on their channels because I've called them out and I said you weren't there, and you only have to if you it's the old saying, Tony, if you know, right? And you've only got to ask certain questions that you know what the answer should be, and with the answer that comes back, then you're talking rubbish. And there you go. That's probably my 2 most favourites ever.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for that, mate. Just going to catch up with some of the panel. AFC always say, Jez, you just know that Arteta will sign Trashford as a panic bomb on the last day of the January transfer window.
Dear, please.
And the assembled is saying, if Arteta was a pianist, he'd be playing all the songs you want to hear, but in the wrong keys. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
SG saying, Arsenal X-rated Aaron mentioned on his stream that they've promoted their 10th merch, winning major honours. Is this the least they're interested? Wow.
That's all they're interested, mate. We're a brand. We're not a football club. We're a brand.
Jesus Christ. Ravi's asking, Jez, thoughts on why Arsenal are scared to take shots outside the box and instead love to pass the parcel kids party game when trying to score in the box? Because you do love doing it, your team.
We've been doing it for years. We did it under Wenger, man. It was walk it in the net, It was the old song that used to be sung, walk it in the net by Wenger. It was a song that was sung in the stands at Highbury and at the Emirates, right? Walk it in the net by Wenger, and that all started from pretty much the 2 seasons before Thierry Henry left. The last year at Highbury, right? And then it was pretty prominent in the Champions League. It was because we were playing sexy football, and it was great football to watch. You can't deny it. It was awesome football, but it was trying to be too clever at times. Don't take the shot from outside the box. We'll just walk it in the net, and we still try it now.
Yeah. Seen it many a time.
Tony,
irritating.
We haven't got the class of player now. We haven't got the Robert Pires. We haven't got Emmanuel Petit. We haven't got Bergkamp. We haven't got Thierry Henry. We haven't got Patrick Vieira. right? We haven't got those players anymore, yet we still try and do it. And I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says. Odegaard, on his day, can be a very good player. I thought he played well when he came on the other night, but no, it's you've got to take the chance, man.
No, I totally agree on that, and you've got to. But yeah, too much of that tippy tappy football,
Mm.
you know. And I don't know, maybe it's what Arteta wants. He just wants the stats that you've outpassed the other team, because it seems to be where that trend goes. Unfortunately, Fuzzy with the in-laws for the holidays. Wow, I don't know about that one. 89, number one. Yeah, I'm done working for 10 minutes. Well done, Henry. Des saying, do you want Arteta as manager? Well, Jez has clearly stated that on that one. That's a no. Definitely a no.
Never from day one.
AP's asking you a question. Have you met lead judges?
Yes. Back in the day, mate. Back in the day. The thing is, I respect lead judges to a point, right? If you speak to him, right, before he got in with AFTV, right, he was a proper guy. He still is a proper guy, right? I'm not saying he's not, but he was him. He was him. There's just now too much of a narrative. And you saw it the other day when he did his cam thing with Robbie Lyle. And they edited it because he spoke as a proper fan.
Spoke the truth.
It came out. You could see the anger. You could see the upset. You could see the annoyance. And he said it from his heart. And that's how he used to be. Now it's all a little bit reined in. It's all a little bit got to speak correct.
Got to speak corporate. It's got to speak corporate.
That's
it. Got to speak corporate.
Yeah.
That's when you know you've sold your soul down the river base, as they say. Not good. Not good. Big up to Michael Chelsea as well. Big up to Tonton. Cheers. Hope you're both well. Bet just won't be happy about Rashford joining Arsenal. No, he said that already. Should Arsenal have lost in the first half against Palace? Pretty much so, I think.
Oh,
Palace
absolutely.
Palace was, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like being there. Senior shows on your programs, Jez. Got to say one thing. After them, I pulled no Mags. Don't worry, we won't tell Barbara.
You're not far wrong, mate. You're not far wrong.
Rob Yell, just like Les Dawson, yes, and Malcolm Wise there, you know, may not necessarily be playing the right tunes, but not necessarily in the right order.
That's
it.
Andre Previn, wasn't it?
Yeah, Andre Previn, yeah, that was brilliant. Absolutely.
That was a Christmas classic show, that one.
Oh, superb. Don't make them like that anymore. Michael Chelsea, Arteta account on the pre-season shield just sums it all up. Yeah, yes, definitely. Yeah, absolutely, Rob. AP's asking, cheers, my combi boiler keeps dropping in pressure. Can you recommend a fix?
Yeah, it's most likely, mate. It's going to be one of two things on that one. It's either your expansion vessel or it's your temperature pressure relief valve. Go outside where the little copper pipe comes out the wall. It's a safety feature. It should go out the wall, but some people don't. They stick it into where they shouldn't. If it's dripping and you know it's the TPR valve that's dripping and it needs to be replaced, mate.
Oh, good, because you did ask that question. Is it the expansion vessel? There you go. You've covered that.
That's £100, mate, for that.
Yeah. Checks, please, sent to. Good evening, Joan. How are you doing? The only thing Arteta cares about is his air chill. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
DJB, pro Arsenal like Jezza. Yeah. Jez, Julian said Havertz is our Cantona. What the hell? Can't make that. Can't make it up.
He would, mate. That is the only person, right? It's the only person I've got absolutely no time for whatsoever. Even little Ty, right? He's all right. He is Arsenal, and he will never say anything against Arsenal. And I respect him for his point of view. I think at times he talks a bit of delusion, but the other fella, Uncle Fester, as I call him, is an absolute bullshitter.
Yeah. SG saying this Paella parasite needs to go. If this manager continues to stay, he's going to sign rubbish attackers like Sesko and Rashford, and we return where we finished 8th with a worse attacking lineup.
Yep.
Possibly that.
I agree.
And the assemble saying it was a mixture of skill and steel, perfect balance. Vieira and Gilberto, Perez, Bergkamp, Henry. What year was your favourite of the Wenger years, Jez?
Oh,
Great
wow.
names he's mentioned there as well.
Controversially, people would sit here and expect me to say the Invincibles, wouldn't they? It's not. It's 98. That team in 98 should have got invincible. Bit like 91 under George Graham, be fair. The 98 team, man, whoa, what a team that was. What a team. Of course, everybody dismisses that because of the Invincibles. And yes, fantastic. 49 unbeaten game. Brilliant. But for me, the 98 team was levels.
That's where you sit a standard in the day. I think this is an easy one for you there, Jess. Do you like Arsenal Fan TV?
Never watch them, mate. Never watch them. Used to years ago, 5-6 years ago. I did when Lee and that lot were on them, Kenny, Claude, and all that.
Yeah,
not anymore. Not anymore.
I know, Ross. I'm still kind of getting my head around it as well. Still can't believe someone's got a tattoo of Arteta on them. I mean, Jesus Christ, tell me that's not true. Wow.
Jesus, yeah.
Question from Henry actually is: if you had 3 wishes for your club for Christmas, what would you wish for, Tony and Jez? Jez, I'll let you to start off on that one.
If I had 3 wishes on that one, Arteta sacked. Simeone appointed manager. And third one. We win the league. There you go. There you go.
For me, yeah, I'm in the same position. You know, if for us it's more change of owner. The club desperately needs that now for West Ham. A proper decent ground that's actually ours, and you can make it your place. And the third one, considering we rent the London Stadium, the way they're handling this tickets crisis, you've got away fans in with the home fans. You've got, doesn't matter if you're a student or an OAP. David Sullivan and this concessions fiasco with the tickets. At the end of the day, you've got a stadium that, like Emirates have got 60,000+. You can sit down in there. Why you have to charge so much? So for me, the third one, and that is easy. Make it a very simple, seating structure. Basic, maximum price, if anything, would be £60 tops. That's it.
Yeah.
Across the board.
Yeah. I didn't know at your grounds that you had home and aways mixed in together. I didn't know that.
It's because obviously we don't control the stewards. It's all to do with the owners of the stadium. They're the ones that control that, like the catering.
Don't it really?
Absolutely. When we played you guys, there was Arsenal fans with the West Ham fans, and that, and also it got ugly. It could have got really ugly.
I can't imagine, hypothetically, FA Cup, right? West Ham Millwall. Can you imagine that all mixed in? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Back in the day, or even now, it still goes on.
Yeah. All you'll be seeing is blood more than anything else. You won't see no game. That's for sure.
No. Because like you guys, clubs now won't pay for the police to come into the grounds unless there's trouble.
Well, again, that was all controlled by the people that own the stadium. We had to kind of
Emirates, though, mate.
Yeah.
You never see police in the ground.
No.
Stewards.
Yeah, we had to ask them to come in. the police and the stewards and that. You know, when you look at these people and that, they're agency workers. They're just paid obviously probably minimum wage. They don't give a monkeys. Don't give a
No.
toss.
No.
Yeah, agree on that, Des. We don't really, but yeah, it's just kind of stupid. Ego. Oh, God, Jesus. Can Arsenal beat Newcastle in the Carabao Cup over 2 legs? It's all possible.
Big ask. Big ask.
It's true, you obviously got it down a year ago. I'm sure you'll live to get the tattoo. It's not small either. We need to get a sleeve or something to cover it. Bloody hell, man. AFC always is asking, who is your favourite number 9 at Arsenal? Would you say Alan Smith?
Yeah, I could say Alan Smith, yes. But a lot of people won't know this player. One of the greatest strikers I've ever been privileged to see at Arsenal Football Club was John Radford. Back in the day, back in the 60s, 70s, he was a top player. You'd also have to, all right, yeah, I mean, you also got to say, have you really? I know he played out left and kept and swept in, but I know he wasn't playing in a true number 9 position. You've got to say maybe Ian Wright, or you've got to say, of course, the legend himself, Thierry Henry. I mean, you could say that's not correct because Thierry Henry was out and cut in. We know how his famous moves, you know, he'd come in and swerve and do the thing like that. But John Radford for me.
Great shout. Yeah, question, Tony. Who won our quiz on Wednesday? I shall announce that shortly, mate. So yeah, it'll be all sorted out for you.
I was watching that. It's a good show, actually.
Yeah, it was good, yeah. Sleep Good Bruv saying, most of these kids who brag about the gold trophy, but who weren't even thought of yet or couldn't walk, they've seen their club win nothing but live off history before them.
True.
Yeah. He was to say, new owners, new board and a new gaffer. Bring back David Dean.
Yeah. Proper club back then.
Sleep Good Brother saying, me and my brother grew up at Arsenal. Our kids are all Arsenal. My brother's youngest told him against Everton, can he cheer and watch a different club? I mean, it's heartbreaking how this manager declined us. It happens. Tony's main wish is to get 17th by the end of this season. Anything's possible, Anthony. Anything's possible. SG saying, Tony and Jez, do you think Pep has destroyed football with his system, football, because other managers are copying it? And I agree with Kenny Ken that Pep is a football terrorist.
There's a point to that. There is a point to that. I think Arteta's tried to copy his style because obviously he worked with him. The difference there is that Pep Guardiola has a better class of player to what Arsenal have got. And clearly right now the Pep system isn't working. But then again, Tony, all clubs go through a change. We've seen it, your club.
Yeah.
We've seen it at Arsenal. We've seen it at Man United. We've seen it at Chelsea. And I think right now what we're seeing is it at Man City.
Yeah. And I mean, look, Pep's brought a style in. We know what he's all about, basically. Unfortunately, yes, you can say that certain clubs that we're all kind of virtually playing off the same blueprint because the style is very similar. It all just comes down to the quality of the players that the club signs and how they adapt themselves on the pitch. But other than that, the blueprint is virtually the same. But yeah.
It is, yeah, I agree with you.
And we're saying owners who buy clubs must care about the fans at the club. This is the problem, isn't it? You know, when you see this. I mean, like you think from Highbury to Emirates, Upton Park to the London Stadium, both kind of promise the same thing. We're going to bring this football to this, the new era, and still waiting to this day. Bring back David Coote. At least he would do a number in Liverpool.
Jeez.
SG say my 3 wishes are Teta getting sacked, a new ambitious owner, and get rid of the toxic positive fans.
That'd be nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, Claude was a top man. Yeah, definitely was. Misunderstood on many levels. and rest in peace.
Yeah.
They play the FA Cup semi-final. Yeah, money is always AFC. Always, when you think semi-finals were held at other clubs, across the country, that's how it should be. But ever since they built the new Wembley, we've been paying for it ever since.
Money makes the FA.
Oh, absolutely. Henry saying, "I'll be back Sunday, Tony. I've got to go. I've streamed power into 1,000 videos, 8 and 20 so far. Henry, you're smashing those videos, that's for sure." Rob says, "I can sort the right back issue. Bring back Nelson Vivas." Bye, chat. Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, everyone. Same to you, Henry, as well.
Be up, Henry.
Des is asking, do you think it will be an Arsenal and Tottenham in the final?
I'm sitting here right now. I'm not convinced about that at all, to be fair.
Yeah, true on that. Michael Chelsea's done his 3 wishes for Chelsea. 1, Clown Lake out and take their mid-table sporting directors. 2, Saudi or Qatari ownership. Any will do, to be honest. And 3, Chelsea to win the 3rd UCL.
Good shout.
My grandfather was a big admirer of John Radford. Let's see. AP saying the fans need to start boycotting games. I understand the threat of losing season tickets by missing games, but it's the only way. Stop giving them money.
That's why they won't. They're under threat, you see. This is the problem. You're not going to see the likes of Kenny Ken do that because he's had a season ticket since God was a boy. And so he's not going to put himself under threat. And I don't blame him for that. I don't blame him because they've got you by the kahunas.
True.
Don't turn up. If you don't turn up for a certain amount of games, you lose your season ticket. That to me is a totalitarian state.
Yeah, I agree on that. Good shout from the assembly. Look, John Radford and Ray Kennedy, who was converted to midfield by Liverpool. Yeah, they always do good players. Funny enough, we've got James on E20. He's done exactly the same thing. He's never stepped foot inside the London Stadium. And AP says here, he'll never go to the Emirates again until we have a new manager and new owners.
Fact.
Can't see happening, Michael, though. Look, would love Roman to return, but I'll set for the Saudi or the Qataris or anyone that knows how to run the club. Haven't been the same since Peter Hillwood and David Dean. Yeah, what 2 players? They knew Arsenal. Them 2. They knew Arsenal. Yeah, Champions League money, yeah. Ace is saying Pep Guardiola has a brain, but Forteta only has a delusional one. Crazy thing is seeing lower division teams trying to play out from the back. Yeah, it seems everyone's trying to jump on board with that, mama. Big up to Mason Aldridge, 29. Big up to everyone. I hope you're all well. I'm indeed, Mason. Hope you're doing well and hope the channel's doing well. Young Man City lad and that nice guy. Anyone that kind of gets a chance to give me a little like and subscribe. He's a nice fella.
Got his channel link up, somebody? We can subscribe.
Yeah, just try and get his subs up. Good evening, Jason Carter. Double unskippable. Good to see you, Jason. Big up, Tony and Jez. Merry Christmas, gents. Same to you as well, Jason. Good to see you, mate. Truth is, Arteta's an arrogant prick. We all know that.
I wonder who said that.
Yeah. That's one of the old things you put out from the Christmas cracker, Jez. That's one of yours there, look. Yeah, but Jez, we won 2 community shields. Yeah, look at that.
Yippee-doo.
Richard, good evening, mate. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're keeping well, Rich. I hope you and the family are all good. Michael Chelsea, only day trip is going to leave with Clown Lake as well. Bloody hell, yeah. We have that at West Ham.
Now.
Richard, are you Dayers, mate? I'm sure I recognise your name. Jez, what did you make of Super Mac?
Oh, Malcolm McDonald. What a bloke. Yeah, I mean, he had a great career at Arsenal, let's be fair. Coming from Newcastle. Yeah, I mean, I remember watching him, mate, in the 70s. He scored some banger goals.
Young Mason, mama. Sorry, Jez. Because he's asking whose channel. Young Mason.
Yeah, he was a great servant of Arsenal Football Club. Top player, man. Top player.
That's the channel, mama. Mason Aldridge, 29. Right, Jez, next one for you. What is your worst moment from Arsenal?
Oh, how long we got? How long we got? I could be here till Christmas Day. Yeah. I hate to say this. There's two. There's two. And I'm going to say this on a West Ham channel. Losing to you boys, 1980 FA Cup final. Still hurts to this day. Still hurts. Got the bloody programme and my ticket over there in my cup final ticket programmes. That was a bad day out. That was a bad day out. Losing to West Ham United, Division 2 at the time. Tony Brookin scoring from the back of his head. Make that one up. I mean, let's be fair. Arsenal were bloody awful that day. Bloody awful. But that comes down in my memory. The other one's, of course, getting absolutely piped at Old Trafford 8-2. When we had so many players out injured that we went up to the great teams that Alex Ferguson had back then. I was at that game at Old Trafford that day, and only twice in my life have I ever had to leave, left the game early. That was nearly one of them. The first one was when I got ejected at Wolverhampton Wanderers for doing absolutely nothing wrong. That's another story for another day. And the other one was, I did leave Old Trafford once 3 years ago when I got the message at half time that my mum had been taken to hospital. And sadly passed away. That was a horrible journey home by car. We had to hire my mate Paul, bless him, went off and hired a car, and that was awful. But Man United 8-2, it was awful. It was like standing on that firing line waiting for that shot. You know what I mean? You're right to the post, and you know that bullet's going to come.
Yeah.
And it was horrible. It was horrible. I'm leaving that ground that day. Oh, it's awful.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, mate. Not the news you want to hear when you're that far away, basically, you know. For the people in the chat, yeah, this is Mason Aldridge's channel. You go and give him a little support in that and show the love, as we always do with each other. Please do.
I'll go and subscribe after this show.
Thank you, mate. Michael Chill's saying, looks like we did dodge a bullet in terms of Jim Ratcliffe, given he was in the running. And also had a season ticket at the Bridge. I bet not many knew that one. No, not at all.
Didn't know that.
1980s FA Cup final, yeah. Losing 8-2 at Man U. Rob's asking, one each for you, Tony and Jez. Favourite West Ham versus Arsenal meetings?
Oh, crikey. Now that's a good one. West Ham. Oh, well, I'll tell you what it would be. It would be when we went down to Upton Park. It was I think it's either FA Cup or League Cup. FA Cup or League Cup. And we scraped it 2-1. And that would have been about 1988, 87, 88. And it was a hell of a game. Hell of a game. And West Ham, I think, had gone 1-0 up. We got a scrapey, lucky penalty. And it was right at the death. We got a goal. I think, yeah, it was out. No, it was Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas scored the win right at the death. And that was a classic game. Absolute classic. It was one of them games where it was like two gladiators. The tackles going in were like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a proper London Cup derby. And you thought, well, is there going to be 11 players on each team at the end of the game? No. There was loads of bookings, I think. I think that was 88, 87, 88, something like that. I can't remember. But yeah, that was a classic game. There's also the infamous one at Highbury when your crew invaded the North Bank, and that was a day. It was just like the game kept getting stopped. The ICF had come and left their cards everywhere. They posted them all the way down Arsenal tube station.
Wow.
I remember that one.
I mean,
not for the right reasons.
Yeah. I mean, I remember. I just looked it up because I'm trying to remember what the year was, and I mentioned it. I was on a stream just before coming with you. So it's in here. It was Saturday, November the 2nd, 1991. It was one of those games. You was quite informed in that, and we was kind of on the back foot of some results. And we had signed the forward Mike Small. I mentioned it on and it was one of those games. It was end to end, and it was one of those where one goal wins it. And near the end of the game, he receives the ball in there, and also he rifles it left of the keeper to win it 1-0. And that was a hard game because you was literally peppering us, and we should have lost that game hands down. But to come out of that and win that, it was quite especially when you look at it, because he wasn't exactly prolific, and there was a lot of people getting on his case. But to score something like that against the Arsenal straight away, and that your legendary status, you know what I mean? It's one of those. And I suppose the most recent one, we've had some humdiggers with you guys. I mean, I remember the one where we drew 3-3 with you 3 seasons ago. But of course, it was the one where you lost to Southampton, Liverpool, and also us with the 2-2 draws, which then cost you the title. Considering you was 2-0 up at the time as well, to come back in that game. Yeah, that was it for me. Evening, Jay. Evening, all. He's saying, and good evening or good morning to Kieran from Brisbane. I was there, Jez. Absolutely loved it. That was the FA Cup, the 1980.
Yeah.
Yes, and look, the assembled, the only day booking head of the ball. That's all it takes.
Yeah, that's the ironical thing, isn't it?
That's all it takes. You know what I mean? Big up to Bobsy. Big up Tony and Jez. Big up to yourself, mate. And they're all saying low in that. And I'm going to come on to the next question to you as well. Yeah, look, Anthony Herbert, who's only 1 year old in the 1980 Cup final, Jez. I can't remember it, but I was there. He was there.
Yeah. You probably were. I bet you were there in '89 when you were 8. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry if you lost, Jez, mate. Thanks, Michael, for saying that to him. Ace is saying 99 FA Cup semi-final replay defeat. Right, I was going to jump off going to be before the Villa tomorrow. Thanks all. You're welcome, Mason, and catch up with you soon, mate. Here is our good favourite friend. You guys are too negative. We always are. We're always negative. Arteta is fighting like hell. Yeah, to keep that Barnet straight. It's us versus Liverpool. We're still major contenders. I believe God will see us through. I've turned to religion again. Good luck.
Well, last time, Pete, you were religion. Then you said you lost it all. Then you were an alcoholic. And then you'd lost your house. And, mate, make your mind up. Which one are you going to be? Where are you going to go? Going to be one of them.
Good evening, Ray. Good to see you, mate. Hope you well. Did I see you? Yes, indeed. Jay the Soul saying, I love the way he's describing this match. I miss those sort of games. Yeah, lovely, mate. Got to remember most of them. SG's coming with 8-2, 10-2, 6-3, 4-0, 5-0, 5-1 twice. Mustafi mistake against Aguero in the cup final, Koscielny's mistake against Atletico Madrid, Gervinho open goal miss against Bradford. God, Gervinho, remember that player? Jesus
What a
Christ.
crap load of crap he was.
God, dear me. Ray saying the 77-78, Arsenal 2, West Ham 3. Michael Chill saying, Ivory and Upton Park are both iconic stadiums. I prefer more the traditional grounds rather than those money-spinning ones which we get now.
Yeah.
I suppose the only kind of the downside to the old stadiums was when you picked your season ticket seat in there, you had to make sure, have I got one of those fucking posts right in my line of sight? Because I'm knackered if I got one of those. Did you see much of the game? Yeah, from one side, couldn't see fuck all the other. Anthony, I remember those games, Tony. The fucking ball was there. Never.
I'll tell you a funny story about that. Right, just before they refurbished the North Bank, after what happened at Hillsborough, and they took the fences down, it went to all seaters, right? And they took all the stanchions down off from the terraces. There was a group of boys that I didn't sit with them at games, but we used to be in 2 rows of seats right behind the North Bank goal, right? And I was in row 14, right? And then there's some other lads who were to my looking at the pitch like this, were towards the west stand over there. And there's this one guy who had got his season ticket and everything like that. And we were before the game. It was the first game of the season when it went all seater. And he came down. The ground was slowly filling up like they do. And he said, "Come and see where I'm sat." I went, "Oh, yeah, all right, okay." And his seat, right, looking down, there's the west stand, there's the east stand, looking down towards the clock in. Right in front of him is a bloody great steel column. right, literally his feet, had to fit round this bloody great column that's about that wide by that wide. Yeah. And he said, "That's what I've got to look at, a red column." Right? And he used to say, I saw him after the game. I said, "How'd you get on then?" And he went, "I had to keep bashing, I can't think the guys' names, either side of him. I knew them, but I can't think the names." He said, "I had to keep doing that. I kept headbutting them. I'm like that. And I'm like that. I'm like, fucking hell."
That's brilliant. Evening, Richo. Anyway, good to see you, mate. Let's hope we get results tomorrow. I hope so as well, Des. I think there's 1,000 games, 6-0 at the Bridge.
Yep.
Getting big up to Vincenzo Petroni. How's it doing? Big up Don, Jez, and Tony. Big up to yourself, mate. And Peter's in again. Tip is world class as we are. And the Richo is saying the stadium is now the Bramley-Moore dock is now complete. Yeah. Nice. We are the only club current with class. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Love that, Daz. 2-1 to the Hammers. That's what we want to see. Get that going in there. Evening to Irvin Harper. Those columns in the old Wembley Stadium. Too bad of the one set behind you.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. Remember them. Jesus. Next question for you, Jez. And who do you consider to be Arsenal's greatest manager and why?
Well, I'm not going to go back to Herbert Chapman because that's before I was born, but you know, it's a bit of a misconception as well. But briefly, Herbert Chapman was a legendary manager at Huddersfield and then Arsenal. But out of the 3 league titles that Arsenal won, he actually only won one of them. Right? His what's the correct term? His deputy manager then took over and won the next 2. But for me, in the time he was here at that Arsenal Football Club, it's without a doubt George Graham. He won League Cup. He won our second European trophy. He won the league. He won FA Cups. Pretty much, he got into a final damn near every year, right? Won the double against Sheffield Wednesday in the cup and the league cup, beg your pardon. So it's got to be George Graham for me.
Yeah, I agree on that. I mean, the one thing I remember about George Graham, I can't remember what the game was now, and the camera got it perfectly when he sat in that dugout and he smacked his head on the back of the dugout, and he actually then looked at the camera, caught it square on. If that was you being thrown, that's £250 there and then.
Yeah, yeah.
Aces is saying also, yeah, George Graham. He was just saying Mikel Arteta. Anthony Herbert is also saying George Graham as well. Rob, I'm going to come back to your question near the end. I will put it in there. Yeah, look at that. Look, Vincenzo is saying George Graham, all the live, long day. Absolutely. Good stuff. Next one for you. Bit of a controversial one for you, this one, but I think it's a one you'd love to answer, though. If you were given the chance to become Arsenal's owner, what would you do?
A lot, an awful lot. Well, put it this way: Mikel Arteta would be the first one out the door. The board would go, as is Garlic Head and all that lot. They'd be gone. They're just there for the ride, and there'd be massive changes, mate. A lot of changes that I can honestly say to you, people wouldn't like. Having run my own business, I'm not saying I'm the level of management to run Arsenal. Of course, I'm not. But if I had that money and I had that ability, then there'd be a lot of changes. I would change the ticket system for season ticket holders. I wouldn't have this lottery bullshit.
Yeah.
That straight out the door. Because to me, if you're a season ticket holder and you've paid a shed load of money, right, then I don't believe that if you don't go to the game, you've got to put your ticket into a lottery. Why can't you, if you've got your ticket, yeah, as it used to be back in the day, and I've done it back in the day, if I couldn't get to a game and I knew somebody that wanted to go and they couldn't get a ticket, I'd give them the ticket. Back as it was when you had the
that's what you used to be able to do, yeah, definitely.
Little ticket book.
Yeah.
There's the ticket, mate. Have a good day out. I don't agree with this bullshit now. It's wrong. It's very wrong.
Yeah. Seems to be kind of standardised itself because obviously West Ham are saying very similar to that as well. Yeah, not great. Not great. Yeah, look, George Graham, 6 trophies in 8 seasons. There you go. That says it all. Yep. Rob saying if he was owner, take us back to Highbury.
Be nice. Be nice. But cost too much money, mate, and never happened.
Even into Eric Bergstock, as it should be, give it to who you want, not the club. Yeah, absolutely.
Should be like that. Yeah. I used to do it.
Still getting bums on seats, aren't they? You know, nothing. That's not changing. Still getting a bum on seat. Still going to go. Maybe going to buy himself a couple of pints, maybe some food, whatever kind of thing. Maybe a program. But yeah, good shout, mate. Next one is: if you had the chance to talk to any player or manager, what question would you ask them first?
That's an interesting one. Well, any player
or manager.
I've met a lot of players over the years. So I don't know how I can answer that one. But if it was a manager, forget Arteta. I don't rate him at all. I've got no time for the man. If it was Arsene Wenger, I would ask him, sit him down and say, why did you start selling all our best players? Why did you not renew the contracts of certain players when we needed to keep them? Adebayor, you let him go. Van Persie, why did you let him go? The next year, he went off to Man United and won a title.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? He does 34 bleeding goals for Arsenal, right? Still didn't win a title, but you let him go. So that would be my question to Arsene Wenger. Why did you bullshit us about going to the Emirates, selling us a dream that's never came to fruition, and yet you let our best players go? And I would love to hear his answer.
Cool. Imagine what that would be. That would be actually interesting. That would be an interesting one. You said was asking you, Jez, do you think Arsenal will go through with this expansion of the stadium?
Yeah, they will. But you know why? More bums in the seats, mate. More money in the club.
More merch.
Yeah, more. There'd be more match day fans going. That it will give them the chance to go to the game. And good luck to them. I don't blame them. You know, if they want to go and see Arsenal and fly over from God knows where, right, and spend stupid money, then fair play to them. But that's what Arsenal are about, mate. As I said, we're not a football club. We're a brand.
Rob's asking you, what would you have said to Rocky Rocastle? Fantastic player.
I met Rocky Rocastle. I spoke to him actually outside Highbury. Top man. Top man. I met him a week. Was it a week after we won the game at Anfield, 89. We had all the bus parade on the day 2 days after the win on the Sunday. It was a Friday. It was on the Sunday, and a week later, he actually used to live not far from Highbury. He shared a place actually with I forget his name now. Can't forget his name. And yeah, really nice guy. He was just walking down the road, and I went, "Hi mate, how you doing? Great game, yeah, fantastic." And he was a sort of guy, bit like back in the 70s. The players used to walk down the ground from Arsenal Tube, and they'd walk to the ground with the newspapers under their arm.
Yeah.
You know, East Stand entrance. And as a young kid, we used to hang about. If it was like in the morning before match day, you'd hang about and have a chat with them. And they'd always stop and chat. Charlie Nicholas, Bob Wilson, all them sort of players. Frank McClintock, George Graham. Yeah, he was a nice guy, top guy.
Yeah, another one taken too early.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah, definitely. Michael Chelsea saying, nice to see George Graham is still highly thought of despite going to Spurs at the final part of his managerial career. Obviously, Arsenal's current or the Tories fan base will not know who he is. True.
Yeah, it's a bloody disgrace, man. How that guy hasn't got a statue, I think it's a bloody disgrace. Considering he was the first Arsenal double winner, right? 70-71, right? He was a stalwart of the club, yeah. And he became one of the best managers Arsenal Football Club's ever seen in modern era. Well, ever, actually. And he's still never got a statue. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Look, the match day experience. Vincenzo saying, Tony and Jez, has money ruined football?
Absolutely.
See, the question... Go on, Jez. There you go first. Go on.
It all started, mate, with Sky Sports. Football was never like this before Sky Sports, in my opinion.
No, it wasn't.
Monday night football, when you remember back, what was 90s, 91, 92, somewhere around there, that era. Yeah. It all changed the whole aspect of football. And it's never been the same since, and sadly, it never will.
No, it's not going to change in that respect. And also, I think the other thing we've got to look at as well, what also kind of possibly changed it is the fact of Mark Bosman, because obviously that way then players could have obviously higher wages, the transfer fees as we see now are out the window, whereas before it was all constructive. It was all kind of that's the amount it'll be. You won't go any higher than that. Won't go any less. Yeah, and of course we see what agents' fees are, and it's all stems from that as well.
True. The minute agents got involved in football, it was a shot in the head. That's it. That party has killed it. Didn't used to have that in the 70s, 80s, and then yeah.
AB say, nice to hear that some people in football were humble. I've heard Arteta laughed at fans, waved his car keys in their face, boasting about money, etc.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Well, he calls them all, W. AB saying, too much money in football now. They don't deserve it. So wrong with the greats. Not got pennies in comparison. And this is the problem, isn't it?
They're too aloof. They turn up like at the Emirates, right? I've seen it when I had my season ticket. They turn up in their Bentleys, Rolls Royces, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Aston Martins, all the top cars. They're not interested in talking to the fan. They'll drive out, pop their window down, and pop a thumb out, and fuck off. I can remember as a kid, right, when I was even in my 20s, right, at Highbury, you'd see the players. I mean, all the crowd had gone. It all quietened down, but because living around the area, you'd still be around, chatting after the game, maybe for an hour and a half, whatever, on the concourse up at the North Bank or down the clock in, and the players would walk out and get on the bus. Get on the bus, right, or going down the tube. And I can remember many a time as a little kid, 10, 9, 10, 11, right, after the game, coming out the ground, going up to my granddad's house, to my nan. My granddad would piss off down the pub. I'd be with my nan, right, and you'd see the players walking past. You'd go out, hello, Mr. McClintock, and they'd stop and say, all right, did you enjoy the game today? Yeah, great win, whatever. And then I remember this one time. It was what was it? Fucking what's his name? Oh, fucking hell, can't think of his name now. I can't think of his name, but I remember being there. I stood there with a couple of pals. We knew where the plays go. This one, I wish I could think of his name, and he stood there. He was walking down. He had his hat on, his cap. He had a cap on, right? He's walking down the road, going to go to the tube. We go, great game today, great game. He went, yeah. I don't think the team was great today, but we showed them what we are, and we just played Man United. That was it. We just played Man United, and he went, you going to the away game next week? And we go, no, we're not allowed to go to away games and all this sort of stuff. And he goes, oh, okay. Well, we'll see you the week after, then, boys. And we go, yeah, all right, mate, all right. And that's how it was.
Yeah, it's different, isn't it? You now see him there getting off the bloody coach.
Nah.
Little wash bag under their thing. Don't even say boot to a goose these days. Yeah, look. Back in the 60s and 70s, you could stop any player or manager for a chat. That don't happen now.
True.
Too above this station. Rob saying, I think the wages and transfer fees should have been kept to allow all teams to buy players. This is the thing I was saying about with the Bosman thing. This is the problem that caused all this. The wages and transfer fees just kind of went out the window. Dad's saying, way too much money in football. Matt's mentioning that at the local team I watch on Saturdays, the players come over to the fans and thank them for their support. And then she said, that's the way it should be. Yeah, definitely. And prefer non-league football to Premier League. Prima donnas laughing, Lord, diving around cheating. Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
mate.
It's match day going fans pay their bastard wages.
Absolutely, yeah.
If it weren't for the fans, they wouldn't have a job.
No, but
So
they
they
don't.
should show more respect. You know.
They don't. They, as you said, it's just kind of elevated them to a stupid kind of position, basically. Look at that. Yeah, they simply said, I say it was a Jan and summer transfer windows. Remember when Trevor Francis went for £1 million? Yeah, 1 million at the time, record fee. The local team is Blythe Spartans for Mama Flossie.
Spartans.
Yeah, I know of them. Big up to Bargav as well. Big up Early Doors and Jez. Love the stories. Thanks, Bargav. Good to see you as well. Hope you keep him well.
Big up, man.
Name your 5 all-time players who have worn the Arsenal shirt.
That's quite easy for me. John Radford, George Graham, Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, Patrick Vieira.
Some great names. Great names. AP saying the ego of players these days is off the wall. Find it hard to fully back the team as I find most players so unlikable. The typical one we've mentioned earlier on in this chat is obviously Michael Trashford coming to you guys. You know, when you think what he's on over at Man U, and there's a chance he's going to come to you guys, are you going to be paying £300,000 a week to this player?
Jeez, man, no. Go do your charity work, mate. You're better off at that.
Yeah, stick with you know, basically off. Yeah. Another one for you, and that is, what inspired you to do YouTube?
Oh, that's an interesting question. I actually had no ambitions at all. No ambitions at all about it. How it all started basically was it was like a off the cuff, really. I'd been on Lee's channel a couple of years, I suppose, and a lot of people kept saying, "Jez, you need to do your own channel. You need to do your own channel. You need to do your own channel." And I was like, "Nah, not really interested, to be honest." You know, and I started to go on a few other channels. Gracie May, bless her, and anyway, like that. And then it was like, oh, you've got to do it, Jez. You've got to, you know, your history of the club and all this, and you know, the amount of time you've supported the club, and you've got a lot to say and everything like that. So it was one night. What? Be 4 years next April. I was just sat here and I thought, do you know, I might have a go at this. So I like thought, yeah, I'll say, anyway, long story. I didn't know what I was doing. And I said to Gracie, I said, how do I set this bloody channel up then? And she went, do you want me to do it for you? And I went, go on then. And literally 10 minutes, she'd done it, sorted. She said, right, that's this, that's that, that's done. And young Connor, bless him, I'd seen what he was doing, and I contacted him. I said, look, mate, can you do me some intros and outros stuff? And he said, yeah, what do you want? I said, well, can you do one with just some Arsenal games and that song, the James song, Sit Down Next to Me, which was an iconic song in 92, 93. When it was when the Arsenal North Bank was being refurbished, that mural thing at the North Bank. So that's how it started, really. And then a week later, I remember I was sitting here, Tony. I don't know about you, how you felt. And I remember sitting here, and I put up on YouTube that I was going live, and I was shitting myself. I was like, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? And I just right, I'm going live. And I didn't press live twice. And I did the classic, you know, and I started it again. And anyway, that's how it all started, really. You know,
Oh,
and
brilliant,
it's
mate.
been an up and down journey ever since, really.
Yeah, well, put us together, mate. That, you know, so it's been good in that respects, without a doubt. Big up to Andrew as well, Uncle Jez brother. Tesco chestnut stuffing with sage and apple, bro, next to Paxo.
Absolutely.
What are you most proud of, Jess?
What am I most proud of?
Mm.
Our children, without a doubt. Without a doubt. My children. They're the world to me, to be honest. Nothing else compares to having kids in my world.
Yeah. That top answer. Mm.
They annoy me at times. They
We've
do.
all been there, yeah.
Especially no. I mean, I know this is unfair. Yeah, I've got my son. Well, no, I'm not going to say. I'll mention that in case she.
Shh.
My daughters, I love them to death. Love them. I love my grandchildren, but fucking me sometimes, mate. Sometimes. It's always a drama. The other week, one of them mentioned no names. She said to me, "We've just come back from France, right, and everything." And she said, "I've got a problem with one of my tyres." I said, "We'll take it to the garage and get it changed then." And she went, "Well, I don't know what to do." I said, "Take it to the garage and get them to change it." What she's angling for was, "I can't afford it."
Yeah.
Right. So I said, "Right, let's have a look at this tyre of yours." Wow, Tony, I said to her, "You are driving your son in this car with these tyres.
Oof.
They are all knackered. All of them. They're knackered." I said, "If you get stopped by the police, that's 3 points per tyre
Yeah.
and up to £1,000 maximum per tyre." So I said, right. I said, right. I thought, I'm not having this. Winter's here. Bearing in mind, 2 weeks before, I've replaced all the bastard tyres on the wife's car. Right? Yeah. And she's useless as well. She's useless. And I said, "No, I'm not having this." So I took it down the garage. I don't believe in going cheap on tyres because to me, it's what keeps you on the road.
Yes, yeah.
So I put the correct tyres on the car. And she went, "Oh, thanks for that, Dad. Thanks for that." I said, "Well, that's your bloody Christmas present." I said, "Don't expect nothing else." Right? Nothing. I said, anyway, there we are. But you've got to love them, haven't you?
Yeah, without a doubt. Vincenzo saying here, will Thomas Party be our right back tomorrow, Jez?
Probably. I wouldn't be
Yeah,
at all
me.
surprised, mate. I wouldn't be. I mean, we've got Jerry and Timber could play there. Pop Thomas Party back in the midfield, and we've got Tierney can play at left back. What's wrong with that?
Mm.
You know?
Yeah, Mama totally agrees with you. Michael Chelsea also says, great answer. Family is always number one. Andrew was saying, mine do also. 24, 15, 11, and 9, and the two girls are worse. Boys are chilled.
Mm.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
It's
Totally
true.
agree on that
It's
one
true.
there.
It is true.
Des is asking the question, where do you think Arsenal and West Ham will finish in the league? I think for us, we've got a chance of finishing 12th as a likable position to be in, but realistically, more than likely 14th or 15th, I'd say, for us. The way we're going at the moment, anyway.
I was going to say 12th. for West Ham.
Yeah.
Arsenal, unless things pick up and he can sort out the lack of goals, yeah, I would not be surprised if Arsenal finish 5th. To be honest,
Cool. Imagine that.
I wouldn't be surprised, mate.
YouTube were going to meltdown, Jez, if that happened. Absolute meltdown. Do you imagine the amount of Arsenal channels will be putting things up, emergency meetings, the whole sort of thing. God, wouldn't like to figure that day.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised, mate.
Yeah, I agree on that one. Vincenzo, getting my teeth in. Vincenzo's also saying to Tony and Jez, what will you guys be doing Christmas Day?
Well, what I'm doing, I've got an absolute house full. I've got 2 girls, 2 grandchildren, my lovely little grandson. No, actually, cheeky little bugger, right? He's massive into football now, huge. And he said, he rang me up on his mum's phone and said, Grandad, I really would like to get a football kit, a goalkeeper's kit. I said, yeah, I can sort that. Don't you worry about that. He said, but I don't want Arsenal. I support Brighton. And I was like, well, bite your bloody self then. I ain't buying you a Brighton kit. You know what I mean? And my lovely little granddaughter, Luella, bless her. Yes, I got them. And a big surprise for the family, which I'm not going to divulge because I don't want it to get out. But
Yep.
It'd be a great Christmas.
And for me, unfortunately, I'm going to be working.
Are you? Oh shit!
I've been asked to cover one of our duty managers because they're going through a bit. So I'm covering a few duties around that time. But unfortunately, yeah, that's me. Unfortunately,
you work at the airport, didn't you?
Yeah. AP saying, do you know Steve Day? The name rings a bell. The West Ham fan. Do you know Steve Day? That name does ring a bell. Back in the day, anyway, for me, I do remember that name. Michael Chills saying Arsenal 4th, Man City will overtake them, but will finish ahead of Aston Villa. West Ham, I would say 12th as well. Yeah, absolutely. I think Liverpool win the title.
I agree.
It's going to be a close one, but I'm also saying Chelsea.
I just think it's Liverpool's to throw in the bin.
It is, and that's the thing. We are seeing a little bit of a waver from them at the moment, though, Jez. Whereas Chelsea and that are just kind of doing things slowly and steadily.
Yeah, they're dirty bastards, Chelsea.
Yeah,
I hate Chelsea, but you know what I mean.
No offense to you, Michael Chelsea. He loves you.
Sorry.
No offense to Michael Chelsea. He just loves you.
No, it's not the fans, man. I just think, well, some fans, but they're sneaky buggers. You know what I mean? They're sneaky, and
yeah. The Assembly saying, Jez, we couldn't possibly finish outside. We've got the goal machine, Rashford, coming.
The Assemble, please, mate. Don't please don't.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Don't ruin my Christmas, please.
Unfortunately, not Vincenzo. It'd be lovely if they paid that, but no, they just do double. But it'd be lovely if they did triple.
Cool, yeah, it's just a bit.
When BA owned it, yeah, there'd be no problems at all, kind of thing. Because with BA, the moment you set foot outside your house to the time you come back home and there, you're paid all the way, travelling and coming back. Night to Mama Flossie. Sorry, guys, I'll have to go. Great stream. Thanks, Mama, for coming in and being with us as always. And she's saying night all to everyone in the chat. No, Mama. Good seeing you. Have you ever seen Julian at the airport? He's actually a pilot. If he is, he's more going to be the other side of the airport with the private jets on that. I haven't seen him our side, but seen a few famous people coming through the airport. Wolfie won't be happy. Yeah.
I was joking.
Screw Chelsea. Have sold many of their deadwood to us. Yeah, deflects from us, SG. You know, got to you for a change rather than West Ham taking on the ones. And they're all saying goodbye, Mama.
Well, we are the Chelsea pensions home.
We are there, mate. That's for sure. Take care, Mama Flossie. Happy Christmas to you and yours. Oh, nice one, Matt. And they all say goodbye, kind of thing. Right. Move on to your next one. A little bit different, these ones. Moving away a little bit from the football side of things, but if you could change one thing in the world, what would it be?
Ooh, crikey. I wish I could do a lot, but if I could change one thing in this world, I'd stop war. If I could do that, then I think that would solve so many bloody things. If I could do that, then I'd die a happy man. But no chance, I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, it's true. Andrew says, say Arteta, Jez, please. Arteta needs an uppercut if he tries to sign Rashford. You can see it coming a mile off. Yeah, war. Yeah, I mean, you know, the harbinger of death. And if you look at it at the moment, the thing that's cost everything to go up in the world is this, you know, the one that's kind of currently in Eastern Europe at the moment. Yeah, look at that. Look, you have John Lennon's mindset, Jez, says AP.
I wish I did.
Poverty. That's another one as well. Yeah, nice one.
War causes poverty. Look what's happening in the world.
Yeah.
In Israel and those Palestine and Ukraine and Syria, you know.
No, good shout. Interesting. Will said, Jez, on a very serious note, and for me, hunger and starvation. Yeah,
war.
Again, yeah. Everything goes up because of it. Next one for you. So we're nearly finished on the questions. Got two more for you. So this one is, if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
If I could have a superpower, are you talking about countries?
No. You know, like for instance, Superman, any of the superheroes. What superpower would you have?
If I could be a superpower, it would be Batman.
Oh, is he a power though? He's a self-made billionaire that's made that thing and that. I'm talking about, for instance, you know, flying, having the super strength.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, I get that. Yeah, okay. If I could have a superpower, then it would. If I could have a superpower, this is going to be maybe not the answer you want. No, I'll be sensible. If I could have a superpower, it would be the ability to fly.
Ooh. Yeah, imagine that. That would be.
My stupid answer was going to be to knock down Tottenham Stadium. But...
superb. If you're an X-Men, Jez, an X-Man.
I don't actually know what an X-Man is, but there you go.
As you say, look at the fixtures list: Brighton, Newcastle, CC, the FA Cup, Tottenham. Ooh, so you've got some games coming up then.
Well, yeah. I'll be at the Brighton game.
That'd be a nice game. If I could change the world, is to stop the elite who controls the world and cause a lot of wars. Absolutely, SG. Anthony comes in with, Jez got the superpower to send my mug as soon as possible.
Fucking hell, man.
Oh, man. AP saying he'll have time travel. God, imagine that.
Cool, yeah.
Rob saying teleportation. Be in one place at another place at another time. Yeah, look at the time travel so I can so I can watch a decent game of football. That's a
Yeah,
great shout. The Assembled, Invisible,
it's visible.
and also there's AP is also saying you can also visit Highbury as well because of that. I would take Martian Manhunter's power. That's a good shout as well. Aces is saying Anthony's mug is in Bristol Rovers club shop still. Andrew's saying, he's laughing at this point here. He's saying, an Christmas wish for Jez. You can have both superpowers. It's granted. Fly over and take that toilet bowl down. Kick the cockerel off the roof for me, please.
Chicken on a bowl.
Yeah. Great shirt. And the final question for you, as we're kind of coming up to this now, is if you were stuck on a desert island. Oh, why is it on there twice? My bad. If you were stuck on a desert island, what 3 people would you like to be stuck with?
Oh. Yeah. The wife. I've got to say that. Because she does watch these shows, so sometimes. And it would have to be my most iconic guitar player, Jimmy Page.
Oh,
And probably my granddad. actually.
nice. Very nice. That's a nice one. Thank you, mate, for that. I mean, as she said, Jez would be the perfect Wolverine. God, yeah, the old metal claws coming out. Anthony has always said you'd like to have the Yeti on with you on that island.
I wouldn't say no to that. We'd be on
And,
opposite sides of the island, but
Yeah. And E. Ross is saying Oshley, Barbara, Anthony, and Wurzelur, but all on the same island. No tractor, though. No tractor. Look, AP saying, look, yeah, Led Zeppelin change music forever, Jez.
absolutely.
Mm.
My favourite band.
People in the chat, if you've got any kind of questions you'd love to give to Jez, put them in the actual comments, and we'll read them out. We'll give it another couple of minutes. You can put some questions in. We get Jez to answer it. But Jez, it's been a pleasure having you on. Asking, it's good to get to know the other side of you, mate.
No, I've loved it. It's been an absolutely great show. I remember doing one of these with Warren.
Yes.
A year or so ago.
Yeah.
I did another one which was called the Desert Island thingy bob on the Guna Gathering with Lee.
Lee. Yeah.
That was good. That was a good fun one. That was good fun because you just get to talk about anything, not just about football. Because sometimes just talking about football gets a bit boring, doesn't it?
Yes.
And you just actually get to talk to other different people on their different perspectives about things in life in general. And it gives I think it gives people that watch us on our various streams, whatever, a different perspective of what you're about.
Definitely.
Because I think sometimes when people just watch at your channel, my channel, or whoever's channel, it's one dimensional. It's Arsenal or West Ham, or it's Man United or Chelsea or Nottingham Forest or whatever. You don't get to see the real person.
And
what is also comes across as important, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Because as you said, it's just a case of you do a show and they don't see the actual kind of the human element of what you are, rather than just kind of doing this side of things. Yeah, I totally agree on that.
I love cooking. I love cooking. People don't know that. I mean, I'm no Gordon Ramsay, right? But I can cook a decent meal.
Yeah.
I mean, tomorrow I'm doing. Every Christmas I make a honey glazed ham thing.
Oh, nice, mate. Nice.
And I'm doing that tomorrow. I'll cook the ham in the pot, Hey, that'll make you laugh. This will fucking make you laugh, right? Right. So I went to the butcher's 2 weeks ago and ordered this ham. And I said, well, I want one like 3 kilograms. Yeah. And he went, yeah, no, well, I've want it unsmoked, uncooked. He went, yeah, no worries. So I went there today. There's a bit of a drama there. Anyway, long story, got it. But in the week, I said to the wife, our stainless steel cooking pot, it's always a pain in the arse. They're never big enough.
Mm.
About that deep, right? It's about that deep. Time you got the water in it and all the leek, onion, carrots, all the other bits and bobs you got to throw in there, it's a pain in the arse. So this week, I said to her, I'm going to get a new cooking pot, stainless steel, glass top job. And she went, all right. So I went on Amazon, right, and I ordered it. Right, fucking hell. This thing turned up, right. It's about like that. It's 20 litres. Right. So she said, what the hell have you bought there? And she said, so she looked it up when it turned up. She said, that is the thing you use for making marmalade, jams, preserves. I went, well, it'd be all right for the ham, wouldn't it? And she went, just a bit. So anyway, well, I picked this ham up today, right? Yeah. So I did what you got to do with this stainless steel pot the other night. I boiled it up. Then I oiled it.
Mm-hmm.
What you got to do. And so I put it there, proud as punch. I thought, yeah, that'd be all right. I got this ham, right? And I was going to do it tonight, but I said, no, I'll do it tomorrow night. I put the ham in it, just have a look. And it's like, it looks like a fucking mince pie in there. It's massive, this pot, compared to this 3. I mean, it's what, 6 pounds in weight, roughly, that ham. And she went, what the hell? And I went, yeah, but at least it fits. You know what I mean? Put all the bits and bobs in it. And she was like, you're just stupid.
Brilliant. Andrew saying, just as a top guy, his program streams were great, especially with the respect he should get for the amount of games he's been to. Totally agree on that one.
With a few.
Michael Chelsea saying, which Chelsea player, and I've got some questions I'm going to go back on shortly. Which Chelsea player were you happy about when they joined Arsenal? Mine is Olivier Giroud, Arsenal to Chelsea for me.
Yep, Oliver Giroud. I'll tell you another player you may not know of. John Hollins, back in the day, top flight player, Chelsea to Arsenal, top player. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you see, at least it won't ball over Jersey for that height.
No, it won't.
Big up to Mr. Joshy J as well. Big up Tony and Jez in the chat. Like secured. Keep me in the likes, people. Thank you very much, Joshy J. I hope you're keeping well. I hope you're feeling better as well, Mr. Joshy J. So I know you wasn't feeling too clever earlier. Rob's asking you what, to us, favourite dish, gents.
Ooh, crikey. That's a question and a half. Blimey. Well, if you ask me what's my favourite dish to make, it would have to be, I am quite a legend at this one, I won't lie, is beef Wellington.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
I
nice.
don't make the pastry, I buy the pastry, obviously. But I'm pretty damn good at that, I won't lie. But yeah.
I like the old beef casserole, the old Dublin's in there, nice winter food. Winter warmer, a nice winter warmer. Very nice.
Do you want to, this will fucking make you laugh, right? I'd never ever made a stew or casserole, whatever you want to call it. 3 years ago, I said to the missus, I really fancy doing a stew. Right? So she said, yeah, all right. So she got the beef and I browned it all off, put it in the thing, and I put all the herbs and followed this recipe to the exact and everything. And it's cooking away beautifully. And it said cook for about 3 hours, on the hob. Beautiful. So I thought, "Oh, do you know, I reckon I could spice this up a little bit." So I thought, yeah. I don't know." So what did I do? Right, I put in it brown sauce. Right, so I thought that'd be good. That'd be really good. Anyway, my dumplings I put in the oven were like lumps of concrete. Right. So anyway, she's come home from work and she went, that smells nice. I said, yeah. I said, the dumplings aren't very good. She said, I'll throw them in the bin. I'll make some more. And she put them in and she did it and all that. So I served it all up, big bowl. It was a cold February day, big bowl like that. And she said, oh, this smells lovely. I went, yeah. I tasted it. I thought, And she was tasting it and she's going, you can see the old lips look like, and I said, what do you think of that then? She went, And I said, yeah, it's a bit not right, is it? She went, what have you done to that recipe? I said, well, I did it exactly, but I put brown sauce in. And she went, you stupid bastard. The majority of brown sauce is vinegar.
Yeah. So you basically heated up vinegar. Oh, yes.
It was bloody rank. It was awful.
Superb.
Awful, man. And I've never made one since.
Good shout from Daz there. Yeah, pie mash. Yeah, the liquor.
Pie mash, mate.
Jez, brown sauce should have gone bottle Spitfire for the win. Oh, mate.
Yeah, bottle of Spitfire would be better.
Yeah. Mr. Josh J, can't wait, geez. I'm still under the weather. Yeah, I heard you as well, Mark. I hope you get better soon as well, mate. So let me just get these last kind of questions up. There was one from Ravi from earlier on. I left it till last. Jez, when will Arsenal realise that they ain't going to win, going anywhere holding the club? Real fans back with this. When will Arsenal realise they ain't going to hold back the club? Real fans back with this rubbish.
Well, I think you're starting to see the tide is turning slowly. Slowly. We all saw watching that game, speaking to Aaron and Kenny, there was booing starting to, especially in the North Bank, starting to come across. The fans are now thinking, nah, had enough of this.
Yeah.
Had enough of this. And I mean, I was supposed to be going to my annual meet up with buddies on Sunday, but I can't make that this year, unfortunately, for another reason. But it's starting to turn, mate. People are starting to get a little bit pissed off now. So
yeah,
we're going to
agree on that. Chicken curry as well. Ace is putting there. Cottage pie, chicken curry, very nice.
I make a curry. I'm shit at making curries. I'm terrible.
Nice. I mean, just on a question for me to ask. I mean, obviously, with this season, if he doesn't win anything, he's got to go. Then surely he's got to go.
Well, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
You know, whip up the contract because another year and all the money's spent, and yeah, he's got to it. But hey, we know where we are with this man at the moment, and
we're 5 years deep today, right? Come next May, it'll be 5.5 years of absolute failure. So no other manager in my lifetime has ever been that bad.
And getting away with it. Yeah, getting away with it.
Yeah. And having spent all that money.
Yeah. Maybe he's asking Vindaloo or Madras, Jez?
I used to love a Vindaloo. I don't often have a Vindaloo now. So I tend to stick to things like Baltis or a Madras.
Big up, Stephanie.
Things like that. Big up, Stephanie. So I tend to, stick to a Madras or a Balti, something like that.
Yeah, look, 5 seasons, nothing. Been the fraud. Yeah, we agree on that one. And it also follows up with 5 years now, halfway to Wenger's worst 10 years.
But Wenger did win FA Cups.
Yeah. Ace is asking, Jezza, when DJB Arsenal journey?
In the new year. I spoke to DJB. He couldn't make the stream last night. So I said, well, let's do it in the new year. And he said, yeah, he's big up for that.
For Tit will see his contract out because he completely knows Cronky's main aim, top 4.
Yeah, it is.
Not exactly the ambition, is it really? AP also comes in with a favourite music album of all time, Jez.
That's a big ask. That's a tough one, mate. I've got quite a few of them. Dear. Well, I've got two. My top favourite bands, Led Zeppelin and Rush. So I would have to go to you and say it would have to be cracky. It would have to be Rush, Farewell to Kings, 1977. Great album.
Thanks, Aces. Andrew saying all we got was a new stadium song. Jesus. Good vibes and a dog named Something We Can't Do with the Fraud. The only thing complete is his new contract and pay rise. Funny that. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
So Des already answered that one. That's for Jez already answered. That's George Graham, and I agree with that choice. Good choice. Yeah, absolutely. Says Tony on your American West Ham tonight. I don't think I'm going to be on with the lads tonight. I will send them a message on that because I know they're asking if people are going to be on, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make the midnight one tonight. That's for sure. Not after the week I've had anyway. Anthony Herbert saying, question, Jizz, favourite car of all time? I know Tonts, it's a Datsun Cherry.
Well, favourite car I've ever owned. It would have to be the car I've ever owned. Probably is my first car I ever bought brand new was my Capri 2.8i injection.
Oh, yeah.
C-Reg 1985. And it was a weird thing, this one. Right, back in the day, back when they used to have one registration per year, August, if you remember. Right, the garage I bought it from was D's of Croydon, and you could go. The garage would open at midnight on the 1st of August. So you could go and pick your car up. I remember going down there. At the time I had a Capri 1600 Calypso, green and silver.
Remember them?
And I traded it in for this car, right? And I got there with married then, and we got down there, picked it up. It was not bright red. It's called Bergen. What's it called? Bergen is lacquer red. Lacquer red. It was slightly dark, a bit like your jersey.
Yeah.
Right. And I remember going in there, and it was like just after midnight, right? Signing the paperwork, yeah, right. And I got in the car, and I was like, "Fucking hell, here we go." Well, I had no seatbelt.
Oh, yeah, you just pay with the seatbelt, yeah.
Typical old Dagenham, right? Thought I had no fucking seatbelt. I got out of the car, and the wife's all buckled up, ready to go. And I got out, and I went to the salesman. Where's my seatbelt? And he went, what? I said, there's no bloody seatbelt in it. And he got in there and he went, well, it was there this morning, yesterday morning. So there's obviously some bastard in the
whipped out your fucking belt.
Bloody car. And I went, well, I can't drive this, can I? I'll get done by the police. So you know what they went to do? Do you know what they went to do? Right, was take, right, they were going to take one out of my car my old car, my old Capri Calypso, which is the same seatbelt, obviously,
Yeah.
and stick it in mine. I said, "Oh, fuck off! I want a brand new one."
Do I know? Cheeky bastard.
I said, like that car back then, 85, was just under 12 grand with discount the trade-in, right? I paid trade-in plus a bit plus finance.
Yeah.
I said, I don't want my bloody seatbelt. I want a brand new one. Fucking hell.
Get out. No bloody seatbelt. The question is just, did you buy the optional extra?
The optional extra?
For a Capri. Standard issue by all accounts.
I don't know what you mean, actually.
That bag of cement in the back of the boot to stop that back end fucking going out.
100 weight. Do you know, Tony? I never ever had a problem. I mean, I used to be a bit stupid, but it had the limited slip diff on it, so yeah, you could get the arse out on it, but I never went stupid. But they could twitch in the wet.
Yeah.
I remember my dad had a Mark 1 3-litre E, 1971, J Reg. He had that. J Reg. I'll tell you the number. BBL 269J. I went to the garage with him. I was 10 to pick it up, right? And we were driving. It was January. I remember it. We were driving home, right? And my dad with this 3-litre E. They were quite rare at the time. Right, and the first roundabout he got to, he spun it. I can remember that. I was like, what the fuck? What's going on here, Dad?
Superb. AP saying, have you seen what Jaguar have done? It's brand suicide. Yes, they're they're not building. They've stopped production of all cars at the moment until next year. I think it's May. I do believe that they'll start doing cars, and this is where they launched the 001, the all-electric brand. Yeah, they have gone woke. Yeah, the TV, the advert before they actually launched the brand was different. Just saying, go on, Jez, check you. That would be worth a mint now. The old 2.8s.
Do you know? Last year, I was looking at getting buying another one. The last of the bunch, the 280E, which was the last of the last, and I thought I'd love my own. The wife's got her XJS, which she never fucking drives anyway. But there you go. I thought, I'd love another one, and I was looking around and I found a couple. Jesus Christ, they're like 24, 30 grand now.
Yeah, they're older money.
For a good one, for a real good one.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow.
I mean, I think, as you know, I've got an MGB LE Roadster, the last they made before they shut the factory down. But when you look at the MGCs, some of them go for at least 23 mint ones, 23 to £36,000. To Tony, West Ham only play Mondays forever now. Seems to be the way, Vincenzo. I mean, we don't do too bad on a Monday night. Don't do too bad. We've got 4 points, so long may it continue for a little while. Rob's saying, what about the Reliant Robin? Weren't so reliant, were they?
A mate of mine had one of them when I was 19, right? And he had this thing, and the only reason he didn't have a driving license, but he had a motorbike license, and you're allowed to drive.
Yeah.
Because it didn't have a reverse. It had no reverse gear, right? And I remember we were going to see Iron Maiden, right? In when they were playing in their home pub, and we're in this bloody thing, right? And we're driving along. We get in this car park, right? He parks it up. Neither of us think anything sensible. We go and watch Iron Maiden, right? at the Runfold Arms. Yeah, their home where they started. Watched them, great night, come out. And he said, "Oh, what are you doing?" I said, "Well, going home, aren't we?" He said, "No, you got to push it." He said, "It's got no reverse." Like, fucking prick. So he's in it, right? Yeah. And I'm at the front of it having to push the bastard thing backwards.
Oh, dear me.
I
What
thought,
a
you
vehicle.
absolute bloody idiot.
What a vehicle. Bloody hell. Anthony's asking, Jez, does pineapple belong on a pizza? We know
No.
that answer. We know that answer.
No, never.
Exactly, Daz. Come on, West Ham. Let's hope so. AP's asking, oh, look at that. XR3i versus the Capri, Jez.
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's one or two camps, wasn't it? You're either a Capri man or you're an XR3i man.
Mm.
I was never an Escort. I like the Escort Mexicos, the proper ones.
Yeah.
The proper XR, proper Mexico.
Yeah, the old Mark ones, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that the XR3i never did it for me. I think what was influenced me was my dad who had the Mark 1 3 litre E. I remember when we went on holiday back in '72, and we were going to Italy. And I remember we were driving down through Germany, and we stopped at this hotel place, and all these guys were fascinated by my dad's car because they didn't have them in Germany. They didn't have the 3 litres at the time because it had the bump in the bonnet, you know. And they were, and I remember my dad out there waxing lyrical to these German people about this car because it was maize yellow with a black vinyl roof.
Yeah, I think the old vinyl roofs. Yeah,
it had this sunshine thing, but it wasn't like it. It was one of them ones you slid that and the vinyl folded up. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And on the boot, he had this. The boot on the Mark 1 was shit, and he had this case rack. Yeah, like it was you strapped to the boot lid thing, so he couldn't see nothing out the back. It had couple of suitcases on it, right? And I remember that. And but the thing is, we were driving, and it's in June, July time, and the bloody car kept overheating because it didn't have a big enough fan at the time to keep the engine cool. I mean, he was driving at speed down the autobahn. He was going fast, right? As I remember it, but he'd have to then pull across, let the engine cool down, and start again. And about every 20 miles, you have to pull over and let it cool down.
Dear me, that was like the old the old Triumph Stags, isn't it? The 3 litre V8. The water pump wasn't designed for it.
Terrible.
That's why most people whacked him out. And
he's got one. He's got an absolute mint stag. He's got a mint stag.
But he's got the Rover lump in it.
Yeah.
So that's what most of them did. They chucked out the Triumph one and bunged in the V8 from Rover.
Yeah.
Issue solved.
Yeah, it's a lovely car. Beautiful car. I go to car. Well, I'm this year, but the last few years, we used to go to car shows together. He'd take his, we'd take the Jag.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, AP's asking, do you like Alfa Romeo? I have a Barrera. Nice car. I remember he was the headmaster, he's head of year, was it year 7? I think it was. But he had an Alfa Romeo GTV, and you could always hear this thing come in, and he'll come in from the main gates and turn left to go down, about 300 yards, and he loved doing it. He'll just kind of put his foot on the old throttle, and the exhaust note from this thing was sweet. God, what a motor!
And the GTA, that was a nice car.
That was a good car as well. Yeah, absolutely.
I'll tell you another funny, very quickly. When I was an apprentice, right, I couldn't drive. And a mate of mine, he's a year older than me, he had a Alfa Sud, right?
Yes, yeah.
And we were going to training college down on Old Kent Road, right? 709 Old Kent Road, right opposite the old Drovers Arms pub. And we're driving along, come to the traffic lights. He hit the brakes hard, and the fucking headlights fell out.
Oh, bloody hell. I mean, you said about the Capri. I remember with my mate, when we was all coming at 17, right, we're going to do our driving test. We're all going to pass and that. Whoever passes first, we're going to come round, bib up and that. We'll all go out for a drive. We'll all jump in, whoever passes first. So my mate, he got a bit of money from when he was young. He got hit and got some compensation. So when he come of age, he could then spend some money. So he bought this... I think it was Eclipso, funny enough, Capri, silver thing. We called it the 2-litre Chariot.
Yeah, beautiful.
Now, well, you like to think they're beautiful, but this one, it was kind of dogged with problems. I remember when he went around to his mate's house, there's a load of people standing around him, and as he's got to pull off, there's minis come along and that and whacked into the side door. Turns out the bloke didn't have no insurance or anything like that, so of course, that was that. Remember going out with him and that, and all of a sudden he goes to flash someone up, and where the indicators were, as he's doing the flash, the light side of things, as he's flashing and that, there's a little puff of smokes coming out from the contacts. Yeah, it does that. I said, that's not fucking good, is it? But these little kind of smoke signals are coming out. We went to Southend one time, coming back, and there was this bit, I think it was called the Shovel, the pub. Or was it the Anchor? No, the Anchor, I think it was. And you come up to these points on the A13, and the lights are always religiously, you see them green for fucking miles. And as soon as you get on top of them, and that bastard would go red. And he's come flying up by the side of me, and that he thinks he's matching me pound for pound at this stage, puts the brakes on, and then suddenly the old Capri starts wallowing all over the place. So, the brakes and suspension were knackered. He lived 2 blocks away from me. One sundown, washing my car, I can see him down. So I walk over, and they're doing some work around the wheels and all this stuff. And all of a sudden I thought, God, what's that burning rubber smell? He goes, it's fucking this. What do you mean? He goes, we're driving it, and that, and I smell this burning rubber. So it turns out whoever had the car before, taken off the Capri wheels and slapped on some Escort wheels. But the wheels are literally rubbing against the suspension, the struts. So you had to get spacers on that. And then the death knell is him and his mate. There was that on one of the main drags by the police station. They talked away, and he goes, God, I can smell some burning. They're all looking around like this, where the smoke coming from. It's the Capri. That was the end of it. Caught on fire right outside the police station. Poor old sod.
Yeah, you don't see many of them about now.
No, it's true. They are rare as rock and all, aren't they? That's for sure.
R3s. I'll tell you what I did see last August time was an absolute mint. It's a Sierra. It was a 1.6 GL base car, mint. Now this guy is an old boy who had it, and I thought, now you've either had that from day one and you've loved it, or you've refurbished that.
Yeah. God, dear.
It was stunning. And unfortunately, I didn't get a chance. He parked it outside the shop. I went in the shop. Time I come out, he's gone. I'd like to have spoken to him about that.
Yeah, it'd been lovely. I mean, fun enough, because with my cars, go to car shows, but we went to this particular place. It's a fruit farm. And the old boy, for the manager, is her dad. And he had a Triumph TR3.
Oh, lovely.
But this was painted in the gunmetal grey colour from, like the DB4 and DB5 in the James Bond films.
Yeah.
It was painted in that colour. So I said, hey, I said, I've not really seen one of them this colour. He said, I'll tell you what there was. I've bought the car brand new, and I was down Epping High Street, and this car's come up the back of me and rear-ended me.
Oh.
So took it to Triumph to be repaired and that, and also they said, well, it's going to be, we'll do the metalwork and all this kind of stuff, but we're just playing with these new paints, metallic paints, and we'd like to paint your car with that. Would you be okay with that? You go, well, yeah. So yeah, they painted his car with this brand new type of paint, and it's been like that ever since. It's quite mint, absolutely superb.
Beautiful,
You know?
beautiful. Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, they're good cars. AP's asking, what about motorbikes? Not for me.
Never
Nice,
been motorbikes.
nice to look at, but unfortunately, protection around me is what is more important. I've seen this day and age, and there's too many bloody idiots on the road, and yeah.
Yeah.
But they are, some of them are nice to look at, I must admit.
Stunning bikes, but yeah, not for me.
No.
Not for me.
Vincenzo's also asking, Tony and Jez, what is your all-time favourite British comedy sitcom? God, bloody hell, man.
Only Fools and Horses, mate.
I mean, there's some great ones out there. I mean, like, you've only got to look at Porridge. You've got to look at Dad's Army. You got to look at the sketches with the two Ronnies, Morecambe and Wise, Rising Damp. Yeah, some great ones. The Only Fools and Horses, obviously, you can't,
This will make you giggle. I was in London probably 6 years ago, and I was up there. I saw old fucking I forgot his fucking name now. Played Del Boy. What's his name?
Old
oh fucking hell, it's gone.
David Jason.
David Jason. Anyway, I was up there, and I was in Leicester Square, right? And the wife and I were going to see a show, and we see him walking down, and I went, "Right, Pop," and he nothing. I went, "Right, Pop Larkin," and he turned around and he went, "Thank you for saying that. Thank you." He come up and shook my hand, and the wife. He said, "Everybody calls me Del Boy, and you've called me Pop Larkin." And I went, "There you go." I said, "Yeah."
Yeah. I mean, it's because you are sometimes got that stigma, haven't you? Labeled just one thing, and that's it, basically. Yeah. And you say Capri style XR3i boy racer. That's why Ford of recent times jumped on the Focus ST branding. It brought the new age Asbo youngsters back.
True. Very true.
Anthony Herbert say, question, Jez. You did a job at my house. When you're coming out to fix it, it's like Old Trafford here with these fucking leaks.
Old leaky.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Daz, what is your best car you've had?
Well, for 3 months only, I did buy a silly car. When I sold my business, I bought a silly car, and it didn't last long because it was a fucking nightmare. I bought a Ferrari 308 GTS, right, 1976. Worst car ever bought in my life.
Wow.
Love Ferraris, love them to death. Bodywork wise, it was immaculate. It's my dream car. But I swear to God, in that 3 months, it spent more times broken than on the road.
Wow.
And I thought, fuck this. It was just money. And I thought, fuck this. It's gone.
Gone, bloody hell. Best car for me.
That wasn't my best car, to be honest. But
is the L322 Range Rover Vogue SEI. Best car I ever owned. You can understand why Jeremy Clarkson called it the best 4x4 by far. It was immense. It was when BMW built the car, Ford had just taken over Jaguar Land Rover at the time. So they started putting their bits and pieces onto it, kind of thing. So I had a 3.6 litre V8, which was more economical than the BMW 3 litre V6. But yeah, I mean, like had climatic control. So it called your bollocks during the summertime. Um, just a comfortable car. I mean, it was just what it could do. And the funny part about it was, I also had a Discovery 4, and that was a 3 litre V6, but the Range Rover was more economical than the Discovery.
Yeah, I've never. The wife had a, what they call them, Freelander 2.
Oh, the Freelanders, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But we got rid of it, and we've got this. She's now got this Lexus RX 450h thing.
Oh yeah,
because we had, ever since we had it, we bought it second hand. We were the second owner. Had this problem with the alarm, and even Land Rover. It went to Land Rover garage, proper garage, and they couldn't fix it. And I refused to pay them. I said, I'm not paying. You haven't fixed it. And we had it nearly went to court and all this and all that, but eventually it didn't. And I said, fuck this thing. I said, this is a pain in the arse. Eventually, it could be any time of the day, any time of the night, right? The alarm would go off.
Wow.
And it was becoming a pain in the arse. We were starting to get complaints. We hadn't got many neighbours here, but it was starting to get a pain in the arse, quite rightly. So I said, no, fuck this thing. So, yeah, it was last March. we traded it in for this Lexus, which is far superior.
Yeah.
Far superior. And I was straight up with the guy, the salesman at Lexus. I said, it's got a problem. It's got a problem with the alarm. And he said, we don't care, mate. This is going to go straight out to auction.
That's what they do, yeah. That's what they do straight off. Yeah. Just wrap it up shortly. And Ravi's asking, thoughts on Ian Wright saying Rashford should go to Arsenal. We think it's a dumb move and just for PR. Yeah, probably is.
Ian Wright, mate. I've got no respect for that man anymore. I was a massive fan of his, massive, huge. Not anymore. Guy's an idiot.
And also, Ravi's asking you, what board games do you like playing? Me, I like Connect 4. Good game, that. Connect 4, remember that when that first came out.
I like playing Monopoly because when I play Monopoly with my wife and daughters, I'm always the banker. And I cheat.
Yeah, Monopoly, that's a good game as well. AB saying, I usually only use bikes in country lanes and local towns. Yeah, because it's just people, mate. Yes, yeah.
There's too many bad drives around now.
Yeah, that's the problem. Dad's saying Alf Garnett, yeah. Till Death Do Us Part, that was a good one. Andrew saying Only Fools, Steptoe and Son, yeah, that was another one. Some mothers do have them.
Steptoe and Son.
Yeah. Same with me, yeah. Only Fools and Horses. David Jason the same there. Hello. Always makes me laugh. Yeah, I mean, remember, when they got the Englishman to be the copper and that, good morning. I was pissing by your door.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant.
Big up to Tony 94. Big up to Jez.
Big up, man.
Yeah, Jason Ace is also saying Alf Garnett, Till Death Do Us Part. Yeah, cool. You couldn't use that now, that's for sure.
No.
Tony 94. Question to the West Ham fan. Best and worst manager you've had in the past 15 years. So, well, you've got to say, obviously, David Moyes. No, it's just David Moyes, because obviously what he did in the last 3 years. The worst manager. It's a toss-up between three. You've got, obviously, Avram Grant. You've also got Manuel Pellegrini. And unfortunately, at the moment, Julian Lopetegui, because he can't get it right. But the worst manager out of them three, Avram Grant was bad, don't get me wrong. But Manuel Pellegrini, for all the hype that he done it with Man City, went to the China League, come back over to us, and it was a case of Sullivan and Gold trying to say that we've got this manager and it's proven he's won the title of the Premier League. He's the man. And I had more fun watching paint dry, skin forming on custard, and watching the candle burn itself out. It was that bad. It was shocking. Manuel Pellegrini. That's the reason why I didn't renew my season ticket, because of that man. That's Italian for you, Jess. Yeah. Mr. Joshy J is a Ferrari fan as well. Oh, look at that. Yeah, 1 foot in the grave.
There's always electrical problems with the bastard thing. Always.
Well, you got to remember, because obviously Ferrari, is it Ferrari that's obviously kind of, unfortunately, their owners are Fiat.
Yeah.
So they've always probably been dogged with electrical problems and things.
It was terrible. Because like you turn it on, right? And I had a right-hand drive one. Turned it on, right? And you let it warm up, because otherwise you couldn't get it in. Like, the gearbox is weird. First is down here, second, third, fourth, fifth, right? Yeah, it wouldn't go into gear unless the gearbox is warm, right? But it had this stupid system on it that to get it in the first, you then get you then get it to this stupid clutch sensor, for fucking ever going wrong. And it had this Magna Morelli electrical installation.
Remember them?
Forever blowing fuses, fuse.
Yeah.
And then you get problems because it was transverse V8, right? And then you get like problems with the distributors. Oh, mate, it was a nightmare. Absolute nightmare.
Remember them? Just saying to Colin there, obviously saying, good evening, Tony and Jez. Sorry, late. Had to sort things out, as you know. His mate suffers with dementia, but he's had to leave. And got to give Colin utmost respect for dealing with someone like that as well.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, sorry, Mr. Show. Mr. Joshy J says, I like Fords as well. I've had 3, one a Fiesta, 2 Focuses, and I currently have a 2020 Ford Focus, 1-point EcoBoost mild hybrid. The only thing I say about when you look at these Fords, I think they're made in Cologne or Zeebrugge, one of the two. The amount of these new Ford Focuses in there, and you see the rubber seals hanging out from the bottom of the doors. That's how shocking the bloody quality of them is now. Oh, look at Rob saying, love a game of Battleship. You sank my battleship. That a TV advert.
That's a game from the past.
Dr. Augustus Quemby, good evening. Eat early doors. We have a Christmas for you. A better Spaniard than Lopetegui is all yours. You're quite welcome with the one you've got. Thank you very much. Remember, Arteta is for life, not just Christmas. Remember that. Michael Chelsea, Avram Grant was always a short-term manager. I don't mind him at Chelsea. He kept everything the same after Jose Mourinho left for the first time. Yeah, this is true. And Gearbox sounds like Arteta system. Yeah,
it was.
Maserati's ridiculously unreliable too. Yeah, it's true as well. Pick up Colin Chilwell's mate. Alf Garnett, he did go on, but a lot of things he said were right. This is very true. And on the last question we asked before we finished now, and that was from Rob himself, is predictions for this weekend's games. So for your game and our game.
Well, we're away at Palace. That's never an easy day out. I don't think it's going to be anything like it was the other night, Wednesday night. I think it's going to be a tough game. Arteta's going to put the full team out. Fact.
Agree on that.
What team he will put out will be interesting. Would I put Jesus in place of Havertz? Yes, he scored a hat-trick. But we know he'll bench Jesus because that's what Arteta does. So I'm going to go 2-1. I'm going to go 2-1 to Arsenal.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we've got Brighton. Brighton, have always done a number on us. But at the moment, they are going a bit for a funny spell. Obviously, Lopetegui's come back into the UK now after obviously his dad's passed away. And maybe this is the kind of thing to get his mind off of things for the time being and deal with the game first. And obviously, the respect and for his father, basically. So hopefully for us, it's also a 2-1 win to the West Ham. But yeah, Brighton, they do have a number on us. So yeah. Yeah, Ace was just saying there, Harry Redknapp, West Ham legend. Yes, he was indeed. Old H. Wheeling and dealing, ducking and diving.
Yeah.
Andrew Shatner, Joshy J. My last focus was an ST2 2.5 block mod done, intercooler and turbo updated. Various differentials, OS clutch. The thing ran 340 brake horsepower. Woo. Nice. Mr. Josh J saying, great show, Tony and Jez. Thank you very much. And Darren Middlecote, good to see you as well. I'm going tomorrow, so we'll win 2-1. Good luck, charm, is Darren Middlecote. Absolutely, mate. But lastly, but not last is Rob. It's been brilliant tonight, guys. Thanks so much. Big up the chat and big up for the people in the chat for your comments. And for people that's come from Jez's channel, thanks for the comments as well. It's been good having you guys interacting with us as well. So last but not least, Jez, if you'd like to shake yourself out and what you've got coming up as well.
Monday night I will be doing I was just going to say, if you're about Monday night, around about 7:30-ish, I'm doing my annual Christmas show where I just get different people on, just have a chat, not necessarily about football, but just bit like tonight, a general chit chat. So if you're around, mate, if you want to join, you're more than welcome. You'll be on. Mama Floss is coming on. Mr. Tractor. And it'd just be a general chit chat. Aaron might be there, I guess. Just be a bit of fun.
But no, Jez, it's been a pleasure having you on and doing a spotlight with you. Long overdue, I'd say, but it's been worth it for that alone itself. But people in the chat, thanks for hanging around and asking Jez these questions. We've both enjoyed this and that. And for me, obviously, Sunday is the Sunday night takeaway. It's the last one before the year is out. And obviously, all we say for you guys that you have a great Christmas and obviously a happy New Year.
Yeah.
And we are actually out. So thanks again for your time. And Jez, been a pleasure. Take care all.
Absolutely loved it, man. And thank you, chat. Everybody in the chat. Tony, have a great Christmas and a very happy New Year. And let's see where the football takes us next year.
Absolutely. But everyone, take care all and good night.